Well then, my friends, shall we make a move? Majesty. It may not be my position to say, but would it not be wise to first investigate the location we spoke of? Ah, yes, you do raise a valid point. Gion, please consider His Majesty's feelings. He wishes for quality time to spend with his dear friend, Prince Adam. I'm honored that you value me so highly, but I think this is a decision best left to Hugo. What do you say? Would that be getting in the way of your mission? No, not in the slightest. In fact, I believe you are just as much involved in this whole affair as us. What with your traveling alongside the Aegis, that much is clear. So this mission of yours has something to do with Malus? Exactly so. Hey Gion, would you? Of course, by official decree, allow me to formally disclose to you the nature of our mission. On the surface, we have traveled here to work on diffusing diplomatic tensions between the Empire and Sia. But at the same time, there's another matter we are investigating. And that, I presume, is Malus? So what are you going to do? Take him down? Capture him? At the present time, neither. It is His Majesty's wish to ascertain the intent of this Malus, and indeed anyone who wishes our empire harm. Then, I assume new intelligence has come to light? Fourth Decade reported in just as you were on your way to Torgoth. They had discovered an area of land that had been scorched black by some colossal power. I don't think Adam's going to want to ignore that one. You read my mind. Hugo, as much as I'd enjoy reminiscing out on the Cloud Sea, I'd like to enjoy some more of the scenery first. Of course. If you like, we can take a side trip before we return to the ship. Tora, this wise? Still want to decorate the graves, so I'll wait for you in the village. Everything will be fine. Hayes is with me, after all. That's right. Please, take as much time as you need. Alright. Maybe it's for the best that she doesn't get to see the extent of Malus's devastation. So you say the Fourth Decade found traces of Malus's destruction? And that would be where? It would appear to be at Valafum Hill, heading inland from Ordia Great Plains. But I'm afraid I've received no further information. We have no recourse but to go and examine the area ourselves. From here, it's probably even closer to the harbor. Indeed. Or then from the harbor. And that is where we must go. Perhaps you can entertain us with tales of your adventures as we make our way, Adam. And we get a new main story quest.
I'm certain it'll be worth it in the long run.
Yeah, I better set that as active quest if it's a main story quest. And now we have 3 teams, though Team Laura is only Jin right now. I can move people around now. Ooh. Unlock the ability to change party order. To do so, go to main menu, characters, and press X and choose which team you want to control. The team in position 1 will be under your direct control. Every team has its own style of doing battle, so feel free to experiment with them until you've found the one that best suits your preference. Additionally, you can press ZL outside of battle to change which team you're in control directly. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do earlier. A rather useful feature, so feel free to play around with it. Just one more note about level 4 specials. Technique for Driver and Blade sharing one weapon is a unique innovation by Laura and her companions. Therefore, if you're controlling a team other than Laura's, you won't be able to use level 4 specials in battle. But who knows, as the adventure continues, Adam and Hugo might pick up this skill too one day. Till then, do your best working with what you've got. Gotcha. So now we can play as Adam as well. Neato.
This takes me back.
And because you can switch out who you're playing as in your team, we can also bada bing bada boom. Unlike in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the main game, we can actually play as Mithra now, which is neat.
Okay.
Give me that green barrel.
What you got?
Yoink. I'm gonna take all that.
Just gonna randomly look over here.
Take all the stuff.
Let's just open it.
Let's just open it. But yeah, I'm gonna call this recording session here and probably transition to the next one. Okay, so the amount of setup that I had to do before this recording was ridiculous. So, I have 2 monitors. They're both for my PC, but the one in front of me also becomes the game whenever I'm streaming or recording. Now, the one in front of me for a while was my 720p monitor, and the one to my right was the 1080p one, so my secondary one was like the better one, and it's like the fancy schmancy gaming monitor thing, whereas the one in front is just like a monitor, I guess. But I had to use the worst one as my primary, because it had 2 HDMI slots, whereas this one had 1, so I need at least 2 for like capture card and PC. And I just recently got this HDMI switcher thing where it accepts 3 HDMIs. I can hit the button on it and it'll switch which one that it's set to, and it just plugs into one. So I had my better monitor set up there, and I've been using that lately whenever I've been streaming PC stuff. Like, I just recently beat, like, Bravely Default on stream a couple days ago with that. And I haven't tried out the capture card yet, but turns out, for some reason, whenever I plug the capture card in and I switch to it, it mutes the volume coming out of my capture card for some reason. I don't know why. Whenever I switch it away from the PC, my PC thinks it's only plugged into one screen. So before, where there's like the 2 monitors here and I just switch inputs here, it still thinks that it's sending input to that first one, but I can just use this in my second screen. When I switch it on this becomes like the only screen, so all my windows and stuff come over to here. And for some reason, I can still hear volume on the capture card whenever I'm on an input that is not the capture card, but the moment I switch to it to actually see the game in front of me, it mutes the game. And I have no idea why. This stupid piece of junk. So, before this recording, I had to rearrange my setup all over again, moving the worst monitor back to where it is and the fancy schmancy monitor back to being the stupid secondary. So, I guess I'm ready to hop back into Torna. I hate this. Oh no. But speaking of things I don't hate, is this game. This game is pretty neato. Let's get back to the positives I'm playing this game. It's been a little while since I recorded this last. I forget when exactly it was. But oh yeah, I switched to Mithra because that's a thing that you can do in this game, unlike the normal Xenoblade Chronicles. Where am I going? Should I just like fast travel? Where are we going right now? Should we just go for like a casual stroll through Gormott? Oh, that's rude, isn't it? My oh my. Oh yeah, for like the recordings that I did, that'll be later in this playthrough, like when it becomes blind. So, like the original recordings I did, the camera was off like the entire time. Do I want to have the camera off for this part? I'm pretty sure this is a discussion I had in like
We're here.
the earlier parts of the series, right?
I think there's something in my eye.
Right, maybe. Because I looked over now and I just remembered, oh yeah, I have the camera on. Am I gonna leave it like that? I guess for- Hey, rude! Stay away from me! Stay away, firm wolf. Yes, a firm wolf right there. Tell me, you finally found the uninhabited Titan? I feel like the voices that I do for these characters are gonna change like every recording session just slightly. That's right. Made it there without a scratch. I'm also feeling a little bit sick today, so like this is gonna be terrible. What the heck is going on with Mithra's hair? It is jamming out to the Gormott music. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Jamming out to this fancy schmancy music. I mean, if my hair could jam out as well, it totally would, considering this music. Map, the Bard's song, the Elder's legend, it was all true. Wait, what's going on? I forget. What are we talking about? I wish you could have had some fun after you bonded with me. No fair. Of course, back then, I had no idea that I'd be the driver of an Aegis someday. Not a clue. Why did I just make his voice deeper than it usually is? I also had no idea that I'd end up with a blade who was so hungry for experience. I mean, I prefer when you have something interesting to say. I choose to take that as a compliment. Well, sure, it was hardly boring, discovering that legendary uninhabited Titan. The natives gave us a fine chase. Natives? I thought you said it was uninhabited. Well, to be precise, we didn't meet any humans there. Just some monsters of the Arachno, Antol, and Skeeter variety. Cool. They were pretty huge specimens too. Must have looked like extra tempting appetizers to them. There were really quite a lot of them. We were lucky to get off the Titan in one piece. I don't know how words work. What? Why is her hair still going okay. Fine recompense for an adventurer's heart. So your plans to build a holiday villa there came to nothing. It's more than a little tragic. Well, I mean, it wasn't the primary aim. Perhaps I didn't get a material reward, but I certainly got a spiritual reward. Things didn't work out quite so well for my playmates, though. How so? It was a kind of paradise for insects, but I heard that later it was laid to waste by someone or other. The way of humans are often cruel. What's done is done. It was a time of war, and they had to find a place for some refugees. But the monsters couldn't have grasped that. Probably just saw arrogant humans wrecking their home. Ah, the telling of it falls hard on my ears. Your Majesty, forgive my interruption. But this appears to be the location mentioned in the report. What report? I don't even remember. Ah, so we're here already. Journey passed as the blinking of an eye, thanks to Adam's enchanting tales. If your servant's humble recounting was able to relieve your imperial tedium, truly the most blessed of men am I. Oh, I do wish you'd cut it out, Adam. I'm not your better, and you should know it. I wouldn't be so sure of that, Hugo, old friend. Now then, Mithra, I'd really like to get your opinion on this, as the Aegis. What is going on with that hair? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this isn't Malice's handiwork. How did you come to that conclusion, Mithra? Malice's attacks would have melted the earth and turned it into glass, but whatever did this only scorched the grass. It can't have been such a high temperature. A very wise deduction. We're lucky to have you for an ally. I offer my apologies to you all for leading you to this disappointing conclusion. I don't know how to words. Nay, Aegeon, we could not have known without further investigation. With each possibility we discard, we move closer to our goal. Everyone, look there. Where do you come from? It's a big one. Indeed. Cannot let it run riot. Just think of the damage it could do if it got to Lasham Cove, our settlement. Everyone, get to it. What, for just existing? Poor dude. Despair Ropple. Oh yeah, I forgot, I'm Mithra. I kind of forgot this. We're trying out some different characters here. I forget this stuff. Don't know why I'm going to the side. Sure, he do it. Neat. I was trying to cancel there, but I must have messed up the timing. This is what I must have done. Whoops. So much for canceling. I'm sure, just ice. Whatever, man. Oi, I'm too far away to use my arts? That's rude. That's super rude right there. Boop. Oh, I can use my thing at the bottom left there. Transcend, HP down, extend driver combo. I'm gonna not do that right now. Let's do that. Into this. And that should be enough in a second. He keeps getting so far away. What the heck? A fine spewing. A fire-spewing monster. It's a good thing we had a G on hand. Perhaps it's bold of me to say, but I've dealt with worse. Well, it seems safe to assume that this was the cause of the burn marks. I would never have dreamed that such a foul fiend could have lain in wait so close to Torga. Maybe it was driven out of its original home in a territorial dispute. I've heard that happens from time to time. Yeah, maybe. More likely, some humans stole or smashed its home up. We call them monsters, but to them, we're the monsters. Indeed, must be thus. The day shall dawn where man's exploitation of the Titans will bring us all to ruin. As that dawn is already upon us.
Interesting thing you've got there.
Malice enough.
It's all right. Indal's most sacred treasure, the Aegis. It is said to be the embodiment of the Architect's light, the divine revelations our founder Maldonare received.
Really? Then... that's what I will be called too. After all, I am born of divinity, not just some reflection.
You believe yourself so strong?
Don't you?
Your situation doesn't look good. Boltrick is not going to let it go. And you can't hide behind the Praetor forever.
That has nothing to do with you.
If that were true, you wouldn't be here. Here.
What is this place?
It's a very tasty secret, formerly known only to the Praetor and me. The essence of our Judician forebears, originally salvaged from the bottom of the Cloud Sea. Some of it may hail from the fabled land of Moritha.
Moritha?
Look. This here display is a diagram of what human cells are made of. And then this one here is a blade's.
Astonishingly alike.
Of course. After all, they are descended from humans too. That in and of itself isn't too shocking. But this...
It's the same, isn't it?
Just wait.
That's a core crystal.
Exactly. A blade's core crystal contains information not only pertaining to humans, it also records schematics describing all manner of animal tissues.
You're saying blades contain detailed information of all living creatures?
Not just that. Have a look at this undeveloped part. That is from a Titan. It suggests that this particular piece may one day develop into a Titan. Isn't it mind-boggling? A message from the architect, no doubt.
From the architect?
Indeed. This is just what you were after. I wish to investigate this and learn more of what the architect has in store for this world. And perhaps claim this knowledge for our own.
Including the Praetor?
Perhaps. Isn't this in line with your own goals? Well then, I may as well help out.